Well, it's getting to crunch time now. For those of you wondering about the 3-year-olds, they are. Oh, we didn't go down and do that stuff. The 3-year-olds are all ready to go. All of them, for the most part. I'm looking down the list. I don't think any of the horses were training. You'd say, maybe not. Well, that's not true. Overdue Mission might be a week behind just because she had that OCD taken out. But everybody's ready to go. Allison, we'll start with her. Allison trained yesterday with Johan. Now, Allison just played herself out. She was being a little rude, a little ridiculous. Jason's in love with the mini bet on her, but we're going to change that in for snake cord. She just gets a little rude. Now, in training sets, she's been good, so maybe it was the gate. Maybe it was the gate that lit her fire yesterday, but James said she was very rude in the mile, and Johan took full advantage of that. We came out of the last turn, and as I said before, I'll talk about Johan in a minute, but that's what I loved about him. He's just got that no mercy type attitude, and I'd said that about the 2-year-olds. I love seeing that, and Ale's son definitely said mercy yesterday, but I think it was mostly just that she had played herself out. 2-6 last half and 59, still a very, very good mile over Tomiko Training Center. Arctic Force didn't go yesterday. He trained, though. He's ready to go, and they said New York race tracks will be able to open on January 1st. As soon as they solidify that calendar and tell us when the first stake day is, we'll be ready to go. Obviously, Arctic Force has to qualify, but that won't be a problem at all. Beach Boutique looks 150 pounds heavier, but looks like $1 million now, and I cannot wait to see this filly go. She probably will go to Pennsylvania maybe now for some stakes. If you'd asked me a month ago, I'd say no, but I would be surprised if she didn't look infinitely better when she gets back to the racetrack. I'm really excited to see this filly. She won't have to qualify. We'll just dump her right in a maiden right away. Beach Bum BB, did a little vet work on her. We're going to train her next week, probably at Mohawk. I'd like to see her go mile 58, and then we'll move her on after that. Probably have to go to Indiana regardless of where she races, because there's not a lot of racing up here for her. So hopefully we find the same types of settings for her, whether it be the condition claimer, or whether it be the stakes, or whether it be a higher end. I don't know where she'll be. I suspect somewhere between grassroots and condition claimer, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, racehorse to racehorse. One of our partners on Beach Bum BB had asked me, Bonnie had asked, why are we staking her if she's not a truly stake horse? And it's quite simple, because we can't sell her if she's not staked. Nobody's going to want a horse that's unstaked. It's just the mentality of people when they buy horses. So Beach Bum BB's doing everything. I know she hasn't looked fantastic on the drone sets. A couple of sets when I drove her and finished second earlier on, I thought she looked pretty good. But she's not a half-mile track horse. Where are we at now? Bottle of Red. She didn't go yesterday. Kevin just wants to go easy. He said he knows that they're going to be racing very soon, and that she is as good or better than she's ever been. So why, as I say all the time, poke the bear? Don't do it. So probably going to do her knees. Her knees bother her from time to time. Remember, she cracked that knee last year. So we'll probably get some vet work done on her knees and put her right in to go also. Brush Cut, same type of scenario. He's ready to go. He continues to be ready to go. I know people were a little concerned and leery about him racing because he didn't train that great here, but he's never going to train great on a half-mile track. That's why I was so concerned about New York. But now when it looks like it's going to be Tioga Buffalo, or Tioga Vernon, and maybe Saratoga, I think maybe stakes are back in the mix for this guy in 2020. Cabernet is going to start back next week. She's 6.5 weeks. I got to get her. I just want to re-X-ray that pasture, make sure that shadow's cleaned up, which it is. But I want to see it. So we'll probably get her looked at this week. Canadian Titan was great training yesterday. Again, 2.6, 59 in the end of it, 29 in the last quarter. And a tall order to deal with knockdown drag out. She was very good also. So those fillies both put on a good show. You're never going to see Canadian Titan train great at Tomiko Training Center. I know I went in 2-2 with her 2 weeks ago. I know she went good yesterday, but she's not a trainer, right? She's a racer, so can't wait to get her in. She's going to have to qualify. Can't wait to get her in to qualify. Capistrano's just killing time, getting ready to go. Compass Rose DC, same thing. We're probably going to race our Ohio horses because they have to qualify for Ohio. Ohio didn't push their date the same way I believe Ontario is going to. Imminently, it's going to be announced, I believe, that we're going to push it 90 days. But Compass Rose DC is qualified for here under that premise. but not in Ohio. So we're going to have to get those horses in to go. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch starts back Monday. I know I told you lies last week. I thought he started back. He didn't. It was this Monday he starts back. Emerald Miss actually has a stake on the 5th or 6th. She's likely going to have to go to Virgil Morgan. We're not going to Ohio until probably the first week of June, but not. We're going to Northfield. I believe Emerald Miss's race is in Scioto. Just a matter of getting people going. I believe it's Jason had firmed it up with Kirby and George. I believe that our horses are going to stable at Northfield Park this summer. Enduring Strength trained in 2:02 this week at the farm. He was very, very, very good. Excellent Nation is ready to go. He was a little stiff on his ankles all winter. You know, he's not the soundest horse. He never has been, but he's working through it, and he always looks a little rusty, but as soon as he sees the starting gate, it's game on. So I suspect once we get Excellent Nation in to go, you'll see the same type of thing with him. Forged in Fire continues to be ready in Pennsylvania. I hope to hear something from Pennsylvania. Surely this idiot that's running this state can't continue to keep everybody locked in and keep horse racing from going. He is absolutely, Governor Wolf is no friend to horse racing in Pennsylvania, but at the same time, he's hurting his own economy by not racing these horses. So hopefully we can get Pennsylvania up and going this week. Frontier Cruise is ready to go. Another one, as soon as we get an opportunity to qualify him, we will. Giddyup Max already won his qualifier right before we had to stop in 157. He's not a 3-year-old. So it goes by 3-year-olds. It's a 3-year-old, this Davey.
God, I thought it was
He's 4.
Alphabetical order.
No, it's not alphabetical order. These are just 3-year-olds, horses of the age of 3.
Okay.
Amy said, I miss cruising in style. You have to build a time machine and go back 1 full year for me to enter him onto this.
No, I didn't realize that there's a 4-year-old video too.
No, there's just a barn. So he's in Kevin's barn.
Okay.
That's a barn video. This is an overall 3-year-old video.
Sorry.
Amy's not a fan of the redundant lists. Giddyup Max had qualified and is ready to go whenever we decide to go. Harness AM, same thing. All these horses are qualified. They all might look like they're drawn out here, but some of them are going to get along well at Tamiko and some aren't. And the horses that are qualified, they're ready to go. Hometown Boys, another one. They trained him last half in 102 the other day. Kevin said he was awesome. I'll Play It Alone, sitting there in Pennsylvania, ready to go. Inland Beach, again, ready to go. Horse that I was extremely impressed with. I'm always wondering, right, those legs, that suspensory injury on a hind leg is a killer. But he was ready to go in March. So March to April, April to May. We're going up to June now. He has been in racing shape for 3 months with 0 issues with that hind leg. So, you know, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we never have a problem. But Johan certainly looks like a racehorse again right now. Just For Me and You, again, looks good, continues to look good. Knockdown drag out was awesome yesterday. Got to take her back off the gate. For those of you out there saying, oh, I know, but you got her TQ'd. Just so you know, she got half of what she usually gets. So, and as quiet as she was yesterday, we may have no problem racing her without TQ. Definitely the best I've ever seen her at the gate. I brought her up to the gate. I took her off the gate. She sat in behind. Yeah, I just seesaw her a little bit, but, you know, for a filly that was really hard to deal with last year, I'll put it this way. Canadian Titan is hard to deal with than her. Canadian Titan is more a little bit crazy on the track right now than Knockdown Dragout. So that's saying a lot. Can't wait to get her into qualify also. She's ready to go. Miss Brampton Beast continues to be ready. Muscle Chrome. Nancy Allison's a horse you guys might be surprised with this year. This filly's been training great with no TQ of any kind. This was a horse also that was crazy last year, but she is training very, very good right now. Very impressed with what I've seen from Nancy Allison. And don't forget, she is also qualified, ready to go in Ontario. Need Your Opinion. Johnny has driven her the last 2 weeks and loves this filly. Come first over, and virtually carbon copies of one another, came first over and jogged again on Saturday. Olympic Hopefuls ready to go in Illinois. Overdue Mission's going to miss a little bit of time. We had an OCD taken out. She starts back Monday. Well, no, it's going to pour rain Monday. She starts back Tuesday, jogging. Will she be ready for the 19th? She might be. Overdue Mission might be ready for the first Buckeye in Ohio. I didn't think she would until right now, but I believe she may. As I say it out loud, I believe if the first Buckeye is around the same time as the Sire Stakes, Suzy K and Overdue Mission will both race in the Buckeye. My pledge to you. Path of Totality is, I think, a serious contender this year. I saw them train her this week. This filly then get a little hot. If she really gets hot, she starts to make a little noise, so I'm more than happy to see them train her by herself. She's, you can train her however you want. I was extremely happy with the way she went the last time I went with her. Can't wait to go with this filly this year. Really Blue Chip's been training good too. This is a filly that's grossly underweight. Always a chore to keep weight. Put and keep weight on Really Blue Chip. So it goes without saying why I didn't want her in a set and why I don't want her in a set. I want her to put some weight on. So that's exactly what we're going to focus on in the coming weeks with Really Blue Chip. Again, June 1st start. She's going to be in the qualify first chance we get. Rooney Blue Chip has been awesome. He's been on the waiting list. He was into race when they canceled. So Rooney Blue Chip couldn't look any better. The time off really helped this guy as far as just being able to be comfortable, sound, put weight on, put muscle on. He looks real good now. Rose Run Valiant looked piss poor yesterday, but that's him, right? He's not a consistent horse. He's a very frustrating horse. I will be going down, and I will go with him twice this week. Rose Run Versatile, give her a break. She's just a horse, right? She's not a killer. She's a Stallion Series type in Pennsylvania, an overnight type horse. She's going to be a decent racehorse for us. She's just not a killer. There's nothing wrong with that. Sebastian Yu, sitting in the wings, a little funny, this horse, right? He is horrible at this training center. He's not good at all. So trying to get him good, he needs to get the Mohawk and train. There's a horse that has to go to Mohawk, and we will get him there soon. Sometimes things happen, look bad yesterday, but that track, he can't race good in the mud. He's too tall, he's too lanky, and he just, oh my God. And he just gets out of gear. But again, no hobbles, no problem. Never makes a break, this horse. Looks fantastic. Spend That Money was good yesterday. Looked really good. Spirit of Dio. John sent me a message. He said, Gorell will not let them qualify. Won't let Pennsylvania horses come to New Jersey, even though Spirit of Dio is a New Jersey bred. Maybe I read wrong. Maybe maybe John had misunderstood that. He was going to look into it. But either we're going to wait for Pennsylvania to open up, or we may have to send Spirit of Dio to somebody in New Jersey to get her qualified and in to go. I don't know. It's a problem, but we are working on it. It will have to be rectified this week. No two ways about that.
I haven't figured out that it's windy.
Right. Sunshine and Shade's ready to go now. He's looked awesome the last 2-3 weeks. There's another horse that really used the time off to put some weight and muscle on. He looks awesome. Suzy K has been ready to go. Trafalgar, again, she qualified before they canceled. She's ready to go. Watch Avenue, although he finished 4th or 5th yesterday, Mario said, listen, this is a Mohawk horse. He's not a Tamiko horse. And he was racing. He is going to be ready to race also. Now, Willpower Fashion standing up here in the top barn. The prognosis wasn't awesome for him. He had pneumonia, is what he had, and nobody could tell. You'd think with pneumonia there'd be blowing and coughing and soreness and looking lethargic and not eating. I took this horse to Guelph myself. I put him on the trailer. I took him to Guelph. You could not tell me that horse wasn't healthy when he got on the trailer. He ate his lunch. He had his head over the gate. He didn't have a temperature. He seemed fine. Yet he had liters of fluid in his chest cavity. So we had him in Guelph for a week. We brought him back home. He did have a little bit of a temperature today, but it's mostly been under control. I really don't know what to say. I haven't had a horse with this issue before. It is serious. And I think it's just one of the things he has to get over. So he's in good spirits. He ate his breakfast. He's eating his lunch. I see him. He's got his head out right now. So Willpower Fashion, not the greatest of times for him right now, but hopefully he'll pull through no problem. And then Zeb Sunshine, again, qualified in 55 right before this hit. So he'll be ready to go also. That's all the 3-year-olds. We'll be back in just a minute with the 2-year-olds. And then we'll do all the stables just because Amy wants to.